Cash. Welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where today we're breaking down some of the goals scored in the Champions League. Barcelona schooling Bayern Munich. And I go back to the point the Vincent Kompany's had really one test this season, and it was against Aston Villa, and he failed that. This is his next test as a manager, and he's failed this one with flying colours. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to use the internet and do all the liking and subscribe stuff, because you know how. I hate it when YouTubers sort of go on about that. But there's also links in the description below if you like my voice to a bunch of voice books that I acted about a couple of years ago. But right now we're going to look at sort of the defensive shape of Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich are a bit of a mess. Now, if you look at the point of he's receiving the ball here, you understand if you're a central defender, you've got all sorts of problems. You cannot go to the player here because he's just going to play a first-time ball. You're caught in no man's land, okay? You just can't go. You're out of position, and the only thing you can really do now is just make sure that you're between the ball and the goal. And he doesn't. What he ends up doing is trying to pressure the guy, not sure why, to try to stop his turn. You can take a step forward, but you can't pressure him. There's a difference between one step and actually providing pressure. And he's like trying to provide pressure onto this guy here, which is completely and utterly the wrong move. Especially if you're a defender here, because what you can see is this guy has got an easy pass there. So you're not even going to win the ball from him. All you're going to do is basically stop him turning. That's all you really want to do, because you can't stop him winning possession because he's already got it. You're too far away. And he is going to make that pass there and then play it through. So you really, honestly, just have to hold your shape and just go, I've been done here. I really wasn't paying much attention. Two of us have dropped off for some reason. And we've left this guy in a pocket of space here. And we're in all sorts of trouble. So as we move this forward just ever so slightly, now you can see he doesn't even need to use that guy because he just puts the ball in over the top. And this centre back now has left his teammate 1v1 completely and utterly exposed. You can look at him and his body shape. He is still facing down the field while this guy is facing... Well, he's facing up the field. Well, this guy's facing down the field, and he's just going to go running onto the goal. Terrible, terrible defensive setup. I don't know why you're pressuring up here on the halfway line, because if you get beat here on the halfway line, they get to run in and score. You just kind of go, I've been done here. Let's back up and try to make sure that they don't get into the space behind us. Because remember, at the halfway line, the ball is not dangerous. The space behind you is. The space is dangerous. They can't score from here. They can score if they put the ball into the space. So if you're a defender here, you want to try to drop down and take the space away because you're conceding possession. You've made a mistake. You don't double it up by making another mistake. But he doubles it up, makes another mistake, concedes the space now, which is way more dangerous than the ball. And before you know it, you're in this situation here. Now, this isn't even close. Look at the space between these two players. That is astronomical. That is absolutely poor defending. This is the Champions League. This is the best of the best. This isn't them playing in their Podunk League in Germany where they're not going to get punished for doing dumb mistakes. They're going to get punished because these players have technique and ability to pick out a pass, and they do that well. Now, Manuel Neuer, I think that's still in goal for Bayern Munich. Honestly, I think he's dropped off. I really do think he's dropped off in his... because of the way that Bayern Munich are playing. Not that he's not a good goalkeeper, it's that he's not a good goalkeeper in this system. Because he gets exposed an awful lot, and he's asked to do an awful lot of things, and he just can't do them. 1v1 here, he does quite a good job of trying to hold him up, but then there's a quality forward, and what the quality forward doesn't do, I like the way Neuer stood up strong, trying to stop the shot, but he's not interested in the shot, he just goes round the keeper, which is really the right thing to do. This is a composed forward, not a striker trying to snatch at shots and trying to beat the keeper, because Neuer's got him covered. Neuer's making him beat him. This is the only time when Neuer's doing something really good. He's actually trying to make the striker score a goal instead of giving him a goal. He's up strong, stopping him trying to have an easy shot, and he's got to go around the keeper. He does go around the keeper, right, convincingly, and then slots it into the net box, and you can see there's no Bayern Munich player close to challenging him on the first goal. But let's get on to some of these Bayern Munich goals. Well, I'm going to show you the one. There's an offside one, but it's the same sort of motion of play. Bayern Munich are going to score a goal on you. The biggest problem they've got is defensively, and a club of this stature shouldn't be conceding 4 goals to anybody. I'm not going to go on to too much detail about this offside goal. You can clearly see it's offside, but what I'm really more want to talk about is the fact that you can get at Barcelona in the wide positions, and when you do whip in a quality ball, they have 3 players waiting to finish. So you know they're going to score. They've got the way that their system is, they're going to create chances, and then that's just how they end up scoring again, doing the exact same thing. The ball is out wide, they deliver it, and Kane finishes it. So let's just get onto that. We're going to show you a couple of little clips building up to this so you can actually see what's going on. Look at the wide players. Love it. There's a bit of a problem that I see, though. You see these spaces here? This is why they're so easy to get counter-attacked on. Not so much on this side, because they're so open defensively. They really are. And when you've got one player wide and one player left and right, you're really struggling to have these two players forward. You really need one a little bit deeper, so that way you can afford to have someone else could be a little bit deeper. And yes, 5 yards matters. Your starting position matters. If you're doing that, you're a little bit more secure. But having so many players on the forward line like this, you're asking for trouble. You're absolutely asking for trouble. Now, this is a quality ball played out to the wide over here. Let's just watch that. Bomb, quality ball, and out it goes. Now, the other player still stays wide on the far side, on the left-hand side here. This is kind of what I like when they're attacking. But again, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is joining in. There's no real cover in these wide areas. They're exposing themselves. And it is a problem when Barcelona are playing with this 4-2, this little 3-1, that they can actually exploit these areas really, really quickly. Nice off-the-ball movement, actually, from Bayern when they make some little runs out into the channels here. But all this guy's looking to do is switch it back to the other flank. He was completely open on the one side. As you can see, all of Barcelona have shuffled over, trying to defend the ball, doing an okay job of it. But because they move the ball quickly to the other side, bosh, off it goes. And now they're in behind. Simple. Ball to one side, inside, ball to the other side, and then exposing the back line. Harry Kane starts in an offside position, but he's actually quite good. It's like he's playing lazy. He stands in an offside position, lets them come back on, and then starts his run. As the ball goes out wide here, all this guy's got to do is wait for Kane to get back on side, go along, and deliver across. Deliver across he does, but you can even see Barcelona have still got one player back, almost pressuring the ball there, trying to stop the cross. Two players in the middle, just not quite good enough. And they should do a better job marking Harry Kane. He's not that fast of a player anymore, guys. You should be doing better. And then he goes and gets his token goal for the game. And unfortunately, this is one of the things I was talking about with Emmanuel Neuer. If you just look right here as he receives the ball, it goes in a little bit of a panic mode. Now, he used to be very, very good in the grand scale of all goalkeepers in playing the ball with his feet. He was there with like David De Gea, some of the best. But unfortunately, the standard now has risen so high, he's just not capable. Well, he's capable, but just not at that high standard anymore. The press is coming on him. He's not quite sure. Also, his team isn't helping him out. You can see this guy's realised, and he's coming into the space to offer a solution. But Neuer holds on to it. Look, boom, panics a little bit, gets away with it. But yeah. It's not good. He gets away with it because the Barcelona player slide tackle misreads it just ever so slightly. If he doesn't, he's got egg on his face and he's had a really, really bad day. But yeah, Neuer, he's coming to the end of it. He's coming to the sort of cycle where the play style isn't matching his goalkeeping style anymore, and something has to change there, or he has to be helped out a little bit, because that shouldn't be allowed to happen to Emmanuel Neuer in this Champions League game. It should just not. Two players from Barcelona being able to press him and not enough options for him to release the ball quickly. And he is doing it a little bit slow. That's also one of the concerns that I'd have with him as well. Another simple ball in over the top for the Bayern Munich defenders to deal with. Now, if this is happening to your team and you're just getting done by pace because the ball just keeps getting dropped over, you have to start dropping 5 yards to give your team a little bit of stability to say, oh, okay, we're not going to let that happen anymore because we're just going to get scored on again. If we step up and try to play this team, they've got too much ability on the ball to pick out a good pass, and their wingers and their flank players are just too quick, and they're just getting in behind us so much. So let's just drop off, get our midfielders back a little bit, get some stability so this doesn't keep happening, because otherwise this is going to be a cricket score. When this ball goes over the top as well, the defender doesn't do a good job. Now, they look for a push in the back. It's not really a push in the back. There's a difference between a shove in the back and actually just touching your hand on someone ever so slightly, and that's the difference. He touches him ever so slightly. He doesn't extend the arm. He doesn't put any sort of pressure on him. It's more like a stabilising touch. But more concerning as well is look at this guy, seeing what's happening, seeing this guy was telling him to make the pass, and he hasn't busted along to get back in here. Now, that's just apathy of the player, just not really giving it, he just doesn't really care. He should have been sprinting back, covering right here, knowing that this guy here, that's his job. Remember, think about it this way, like I always say, because this is how you play football. He is responsible for what's in front of him. He is responsible for what's in front of him. And that player is in front of him. Not good enough at all. Now, I do think this is a poor decision from the keeper. He's come out a little bit too quickly here. where he can see there's a covering defender. So this guy's still got work to do. If he stays big and strong and stays in goal, right, this guy's probably going to try to beat the defender and then get a shot off. If he comes out and makes a mistake, I mean, it's Neuer, he knows better. It's just a goal. And he does. He comes out, makes a howler of a mistake, gets involved here. No, flapping at what? What are you doing? What are you doing? He just taps it over his teammate to score a goal. This guy would still have to be able to get a shot off. If you're in goal, you can do something about it. Or the defender might have got there to block the shot in the first place. You've come rushing out and created a howler of a situation and put your team under massive, massive pressure. And in comes this guy and just taps it into the goal. I think it's Rafinha again. Taps it into the goal, gets Barcelona another goal. Sorry, that was Lewandowski on the last finish there, scoring against his old club. Here we are, look on this next goal though. Look at the amount of space this guy's got out here. Not so worried about the space out there because the ball still has to travel. And what you have to know is this: your body shape needs to be set up in a situation when he's not facing this way. He's kind of back a little bit more, knowing that if this ball travels, he can go and pressure this guy. Now, there's 2 points you've got to remember when you're pressuring that guy. Spacing behind is the danger. You cannot be there on his first touch. Okay? If you cannot get there on his first touch, well, even then you might not want to. The problem is because you're one of the last defenders here. There is no covering player for you. If you get there and he gets a touch on it first, it's right in behind you and he's off to the races. So you kind of want to get there with about a 2-yard separation, but you can't do that unless you're actually watching. So as this flight of the ball is moving, look at the jogging pace. He's just too slow trying to get out there. And it does get a little bit worse because he gets all the way down to the box. And I want you to look at his body shape, right? He is facing that way. That's the area he's marking. Where's this player going? He's going that way. This is the area he should be marking. He should be stood about there, trying to push the player that way, or have his body shape facing this way, trying to push the player away. He's basically saying to the player, you can score a goal on me here, because all this guy wants to do is get his back exposed, and his back is already exposed to the ball, so he can just run straight past him with no problems whatsoever. Now, as we move this forward a little bit, I'm going to show you the shot, because I think the keeper should have done better as well. Only now, though, he starts to turn his body shape, but he can't put in a tackle because he's facing the wrong way. His whole body mechanics is completely wrong for defending against that player. Absolutely wrong. And now this guy's going, all right, you haven't even tried to tackle me. You haven't tried to push me wide. You haven't tried to do anything to me. I'm just going to smash it into the net box. And that's what he does. Takes a touch, pops it in. And the keeper probably should have done a little bit better with that one as well. But yeah, let's get on to the next goal. Remember on that first goal when I was exposing the wide positions and showing the actual space that Bayern Munich were giving away because they were having so many players up front and they weren't having the cover in midfield and they can't have a defender run out and pressure without anyone covering behind into the space? Yeah, well, they do exactly the same thing wrong again. And it's just another ball in over the top for them to go and run onto and score. The defenders come running in to pressure this ball for no good reason. The other thing you want to notice here is look how far the Barcelona player is actually behind the Bayern Munich player. It should be easy for the Bayern Munich player to win this ball because he does have a yard on him. But the quality of the ball on his chest, this is bad. So the Barcelona player's got to stop, receive the ball on his chest. It's a quality pass, to be honest. But the other guy, oh, that's me booming it up. I don't know how I zoom in on the software, but I just managed to do it. Woohoo me. He was a yard in front of him, and now he's a yard behind him, even though this guy had to receive the ball, take a touch off his chest, and to touch forward and still run forward. That is just... He's wasting his time with his body movements because he's too busy watching the ball and he's going like that. So he's actually wasted 2 clicks because his body shape is not right again. And that's why this guy's able just to rip past him. And he's faster than him as well anyway. But not by much. Not enough to lose 2 yards. Just again, poor defending. Now, Neuer here should make a decent save. He should be able to try to get something on it. So let's have a look. If I'm showing you that there and this isn't Lionel Messi, you're going, yeah, that's probably going to be a save from the keeper. But this is a poor shot and it's a poor save. Watch this. It's a daisy cutter. Bounces, and Neuer gets nowhere near it and it dribbles into the bottom corner. That's not good enough goalkeeping at this level. It's just not. It's not good enough defending. It's too easy in over the top. They never identified the dangers from the first half that they were getting caught on. Didn't react to them. Didn't fix the problems. Overall, just a poor performance. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.